The sun dipped low over Nimo village, casting a golden glow upon the red-dotted paths and clay-walled huts. The sounds of pounding pestles echoed from compounds, mingling with the songs of crickets. Life in Nimo was woven with threads of tradition, pride, and honor. It was a place where the ancestors were revered, where chiefs spoke with authority, and where family name was heavier than wealth. At the center of this proud village stood the great compound of Chief Okafor, a tall man in his late 50s, with a broad chest, gray-tinged beard, and piercing eyes that commanded respect. His wealth was unmatched, his barns overflowed with yam, his wives and servants bustled about his vast household, and the elders bowed their heads when he spoke in council. Yet among all his riches, his greatest pride was his only daughter, Oluebube. Oluebube was 18, a young woman whose beauty was whispered across villages. She had smooth dark skin that glowed under the sun, large almond-shaped eyes full of spirit, and braided hair decorated with cowries. Graceful and intelligent, she carried herself like a queen even in her daily chores. Suitors brought gifts of fine cloth, goats, and palm wine, hoping to win her, but Chief Okafor, filled with ambition, had already chosen for her an older man, Chief Nnanna, a wealthy but frail elder with wrinkled skin, shaky steps, and a smile that revealed his few remaining teeth. But Oluebube's heart was already taken. Her secret love was Obiora, a 23-year-old palm wine tapper. Obiora was tall and lean, with skin bronzed from walking under the sun, strong arms from climbing palm trees, and a warm smile that could calm any storm. Though his clothes were worn and his heart small, his spirit was rich with kindness, courage, and dreams. His only possession of pride was the calabash he carried to collect wine, yet to Oluebube, he was worth more than all the gold in her father's barn. Their love blossomed quietly. At night, beneath the towering iroko tree or by the riverbank where the moonlight danced on the water, they met. They whispered secrets, laughed freely, and held each other as though the world outside did not exist. But fear always lingered in their hearts. If Chief Okafor discovered them, his wrath would be merciless. During the Yam festival, the village square erupted with color and joy. Drummers pounded rhythms that made the earth tremble, masquerades in raffia and painted masks leapt and spun, and maidens adorned in beads danced gracefully. In the midst of the celebration, Obiora found Oluebube and pulled her aside, his eyes burning with urgency. "Let us run away, Oluebube," he whispered, holding her hands. "Tonight, before your father forces you into Chief Nnanna's arms. I have nothing but my love, but I will protect you with my life." Tears shimmered in her eyes. She feared her father's wrath, but her heart longed for freedom. She nodded. "Yes, Obiora. Tonight we leave this place." But their plan would not remain hidden. Nkechi, Oluebube's cousin, a young woman with sharp features and restless eyes, had always envied her. She too desired Obiora, though he never looked her way. Consumed by jealousy, she betrayed them, running to Chief Okafor with her secret in exchange for promises of wealth and favor. When Chief Okafor heard, his fury was thunderous. Standing tall in his compound, he roared before his household and the gathered elders. "My daughter has disgraced me. She chooses a poor palm wine tapper over tradition and honor. By the spirits of our ancestors, this abomination will not stand." That night, as Oluebube and Obiora crept toward the river to escape, shadows emerged. Chief Okafor's warriors pounced. They seized Obiora, beating him until blood stained his face. Oluebube screamed and fought, but strong hands dragged her back. Chief Okafor appeared, his eyes blazing like fire. "You dare shame me, Oluebube? You dare defy your father? Obiora shall be exiled at dawn, and you shall marry Chief Nnanna as the sun rises." The words fell like heavy stones. The following morning, Obiora, scarred and broken, was driven out of the village. The people whispered among themselves, some with pity, others with scorn. Oluebube was locked away, weeping bitterly as preparations for her wedding began. The wedding day came with drums and celebration. The square was decorated with palm fronds, and women ululated as palm wine flowed. Chief Nnanna, dressed in heavy wrappers and coral beads, sat waiting proudly, though his hands trembled with age. Oluebube was led out, wrapped in a beautiful red and gold wrapper, her hair adorned with beads. Yet her face was pale, her eyes empty. She walked as though to her own burial. The ceremony began. Just as Oluebube was about to be presented to Chief Nnanna, the skies darkened. A single clap of thunder split the air, though no rain clouds hung above. The villagers froze in fear, murmuring about the gods. Then, out of the silence, a familiar voice ran across the square. Obiora had returned. His face bore scars, his clothes torn from exile, but his spirit blazed brighter than ever. He pushed through the crowd, his tall frame commanding attention. "If loving Oluebube is a crime," he shouted, his voice echoing, "let the gods strike me dead here and now." The crowd gasped. All eyes turned skyward. The heavens remained silent. No lightning, no thunder, only a heavy stillness. The elders began to murmur. Could it be that the gods did not oppose this love? Could it be that Chief Okofor's pride had blinded him to truth? Chief Okofor trembled. He looked at his daughter, at Obiora, and finally at the silent heavens. His pride collapsed like dry earth beneath rain. Tears filled his eyes as he sank to his knees. "Forgive me, my daughter. Forgive me, Obiora. I let pride and tradition blind me. Love is not a curse. A father must never be the enemy of his child's happiness." The people murmured in awe. The gods had not spoken against the lovers, instead, the silence of the sky spoke louder than thunder. Nkechi's betrayal was revealed, and the elders declared her banished from the land. Envy had driven her to tear her own blood apart, and for that, she was cast away. Oluebube and Obiora embraced in the open, tears streaming down their faces, but this time no one stopped them. The villagers, moved by the strength of their love and the silence of the gods, accepted their union. From that day on, Oluebube was known as the bride who defied the gods. Obiora, once mocked as a poor palm wine tapper, became a symbol of unwavering love, a man who stood against tradition's chains. Life lesson. In Igbo land, tradition is sacred, but pride can twist it into chains. Betrayal cuts deeper than a spear, but love, true love, cannot be silenced, not by wealth, not by power, not even by the fear of the gods. He who deceives for gain loses all, but he who stands in truth leaves a legacy that will be remembered for generations. And so Oluebube and Obiora walked into a new dawn, their love unchained, their names forever etched in the story of Nimo village. Thanks you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and turn on your post notification for more juicy stories.